Hello everyone, I am Sharmila. Here we explain the topic is kernels in operating system. First we see these content: introduction, definition of kernel, functions of kernel, types of kernel, kernel architecture, system calls in kernel, features of kernel, advantages and disadvantages. First before we start the sections, I give small intro of operating system. An operating system is a system software that manage computer hardware and software resources. It acts as an interface between the users and the hardware. Next we see definition of kernel. The kernel is a core component of an operating system. It acts as a bridge between hardware and software, managing system resources efficiently. Functions of kernel. There are 5 types: process management, memory management, file system management, device management, security and system calls. Next we see types of kernel. There are 4 types: monolithic kernel, microkernel, hybrid kernel, exokernel and nanokernel. Next we see monolithic kernel. It is nothing but entry OS runs in a single space. Linux, Unix, these are the example for monolithic kernel. Main advantages of monolithic kernel: faster execution. Disadvantages: less secure, harder to maintain. Next we see microkernel. Microkernel is nothing but only essential services run in the kernel. QNX, Minix, these are the examples for microkernel. Advantages of microkernel is more secure, better stability. Disadvantages of microkernel is slower due to communication overhead. Next, hybrid kernel. Combination of monolithic and microkernel is hybrid kernel. Windows NT, Mac OS, these are the examples for hybrid kernel. Main advantages: balanced performance and security, complexity in design. Next we see exokernel and nanokernel. Exokernel is nothing but allows direct access to hardware. Nanokernel is minimalist design used in embedded system. Next we see kernel architecture. This consists of softwares and hardwares. System calls in kernel system. System calls are interface between a running process and the operating system. They allow user application to request services from the OS, such as a file handling, process management and a hardware access. Next we see process management. This is one of the function of kernel: create, terminate and manage the process. Examples: fork, execute, exist, wait, these methods. Next we see file system management. Here mainly used functions are open, read, write and close the files. Device management. Device management is nothing but device drivers, interrupt handling, interact with the hardware devices like printers, keyboards, etc. Examples: iActl, read, write. Next we see security management. Authorized, whether the process can access the resource and if authorized, build a hardware descriptor for accessing these resources. Real world examples like Linux kernel, Windows NT kernel, Mac OS XNU kernel. Next we see features of kernel. The kernel is evolving to meet growing demands of modern computing like AI, machine learning, quantum computing, cloud and visualization optimization. Advantages of kernel: efficient resource management, multitasking support, hardware abstraction, security and stability, error handling. Thank you.